Hello everybody, my name is Syrkaz and we are, I guess, once again playing Eco on the Gangz server. Today's video will be a little bit short. I think most of you by now will have seen Generic B's latest video on the Eco server. We've been talking a lot about behind the scenes about the game, and I'll talk about what's going on here in a little bit. The game is not for sale. So I want to make that clear. This game is in early development. To get access to the current builds of the game, you basically are backing the game like a Kickstarter. And for that matter, you should be aware that when you're doing it, you're helping development. You're not purchasing the game. The developers are just giving you access to early development builds of the game. So I don't necessarily, I've said this before in a previous video, that I don't necessarily recommend you buying the game because this is not the final version of the game. This is not even the version that the developers were expecting to have by the time that, you know, a flood of people, and by the way, pollution, I think that's pollution, the the yellow trees. This is not the game the developers expected to have ready by the time that a big avalanche of new players were going to pour into the game. Now, having said that, this is a great game. It has a lot of potential. I'm really excited about this game. I've been trying to contact the developers as much as I can, giving them as much feedback and information as I can, understanding that game development is not easy. And having said that, being someone that's been or has been or is involved in development myself, I understand that. And as such, I understand what they're going through, the unpredicted success of a game that it's not yet published. And so if you're interested in this game, if you've liked the content, I would definitely recommend you keeping an eye on it. This game will very likely release at a much lower price than it is right now. Because again, if you're paying for the game now, you're not actually paying for the game. You're backing the game up like a Kickstarter, like I said earlier. You just, with that, they grant you access to the game. That's basically the way this is set up right now. So with that in mind, I've been loving the game. A lot of us have been loving the game, but there's specific issues with progression in the game, skill development, and all that stuff. And that has been an issue when you play in a group like this, because you have some people who are very advanced in some skills, and then a lot of us who can't play as much or don't have as much time to dedicate to the game are kind of playing catch up constantly. And so that can be frustrating if you're putting a lot of hours into the game and then you're waiting on somebody else to give you the materials that you need. So this might be the last episode that we play right now on this quote unquote season of Eco on the Gangz server. I think a lot of us are waiting for some fixes or some updates on the game in order to be able to resume playing, because we do love it. That's pretty much common ground. There's very few of us that didn't actually get into the game. A lot of us really got into the game. That's actually been one of the issues. It's a lot of us got very much so into the game. So I would recommend you watching Generic B's episode where he explains a little bit of his dilemma. And in all fairness, Generic B is, you know, a full-time YouTuber, so he needs to use this time wisely, and a lot of us don't have as much time. And I'm right here to show you this. This is one of the issues that's going on. But a lot of us don't have as much time, and so we feel bad that we can't keep up with all the work that he's doing. That's just part of the situation. Now, this is part of the issue because the game still has a lot of bugs. This basically ruptures a big hole in Vortex House, so I don't know how anybody can expect him to keep playing, because basically he doesn't have a house anymore. We think that this issue might have been caused by the blast furnace, but we don't know. We're gonna try to send this world to the developers so they can learn a little bit more about what happened here and potentially fix whatever issue caused it. I played it last night for a little bit on stream. Actually, by now the time you're watching this, 2 nights ago. We were having a lot of fun, but then a little bit of the stack movement, and I've showed this on camera too, Moving this to my inventory actually crashed the server because it was you can't really split stacks, and you move a stack of 100, and then sometimes it crashes the server, which then if we don't have somebody who can restart the server right then, there's a whole issue with people that are trying to record. It's a really hard work. So again, let me just clarify. This game is not yet released. I know a lot of you are super excited because we are playing it as a group. But just know that we are not mad or upset at the game or the developers or the company behind it. We are actually very excited about this. We can't wait to see some updates and some of these bugs fixed. I said it a few times, like this whole issue of like climbing up this stuff, like this glitchiness. This should never happen. I'm pressing the jump button and it doesn't jump. This should never happen. The lack of a crosshair. There's probably a corrupted chunk also down here that you've seen me go around here with the cart, but I can't. All carts get stuck right there. That's probably also a corrupted chunk issue. And the skill progression is not very clear. The way these roofs kind of connect, and I can show you because this is something I was working on stream, isn't ideal because you see this roof kind of does this little hoppity thing, which shouldn't. Because I'll show you, if you break the second one, that's how the roof should stay. I don't understand why it goes from this to that. Once you have a block next to it. Oops, that's not what and like you just saw it, like down here it changes to that. I mean, there's a lot of issues. For example, the situation with the room requirements, which are not very clear and are super buggy. The lighting underground. These are all issues that I have been personally trying to report to the developers as much as I could. This caused me to like just go up to the top of the world when I dropped this on my head on accident. So there's a lot of things. But before I wrap up the series, let me show you a few changes. So I finally placed my cement kiln, and I wanted to see if I have some. I do have some stone. Oops, that's another issue. The escape causing me to bring up the menu is just incredibly annoying. Do I have stone anywhere? I really want to show you guys this. The server crashed last night before I could get anything ready, so that's part of the problem here. Come on, drop it off there. Another suggestion that I gave the developers is that mining stone should use the pickaxe, but this dual system of using a pickaxe and then having to use the shovel, it's kind of annoying. The fact that you can only carry 10 on your inventory is kind of annoying. So there's a few issues like that I hope they improve for the sake of the game. It's not that those things are not good ideas. It's more so that I feel that they actually hinder progression in the game, which hurts production of content and even fun if you're just playing the game. So I know for a fact they're working really hard. Go outside real quick. They're working really, really hard on a lot of this stuff. And I hope to see it released soon, but this is freaking amazing. The way this shows like the pollution, I mean, the smoke, this is so great. Like, this is freaking amazing. I just love that this happens and the way they've done it, and the smoke looks great, and the fact they need a chimney, smokestack, all this stuff is just so awesome. And it's just another one of those little things that makes us super excited about the game. The fact that this adds to the pollution of the world. I mean, there's so much good in this game. And we know that developers have a lot of plans for the game. My cart was definitely not here when I last left it. But yeah, so that's just one of the things I want to show you. I was working here on my store. This will be my storefront here. I have to fix this whole thing. I was probably going to get rid of all these roads here because I don't like how you glitch into them. That's another issue too with the game. Like, if you walk into it, it has a little glitch here. That's just not nice. I like that they can be pushed up, but they should be almost invisibly pushed up. Like, sure, you can keep pushed up, but it shouldn't be a player interaction with that. But yeah, like, we are looking forward to some updates. A lot of us are looking forward to season 2. We hope to see some improvements before then. I think one of the things that would be nice to have would be some skill multipliers. A lot of you probably watch Arc series or even Conan series and stuff. You know that most content creators have their server set up for faster progression. The reason for that is that we want to show you endgame stuff, but if it's going to take us, 20 episodes of doing nothing, it doesn't make for good content, and the grind is not something that we all want to be doing all the time because we have other responsibilities, both the ones of us that do it full time and the ones that don't do it full time. We all have other responsibilities that we can't just dedicate as many hours to the game as we might even like to do. And so I'm sad to say that this will be the last episode of Eco on the Gangzy server for me. I know a lot of my friends are posting their last few episodes as well. We do appreciate the support. I do appreciate the support very much so. I hope you guys are still around when we decide to launch season 2. I hope this doesn't wane anybody's interest in the game. I will 100% recommend this game to anybody, especially groups of people, obviously. But I think the limitation for us has been the fact that this is a group of people who are content creators first, gamers second. And so when we play games, we play them with the intention of creating entertaining content. And by the way, this is the blast furnace that probably generates all the issues here. It is amazing though. And it also needs a smokestack and stuff like that. It's pretty awesome. You can make a lot charcoal. This is cool. So it works as coal in terms of energy, and it's made out of lumber. Oh, that is really cool. You can make gold ingots here too. Oh, you can make the irons here. He doesn't need the little bloomery thing. Rivets. I know that the rebars is something we needed for reinforced concrete, which I know it's something that I could make. But yeah, like I said, I only placed my cement kiln yesterday or 2 days ago or whatever it was during the stream, because I just haven't had the time to do it. And I got caught up on the building side of this game, which I love. This is part of the reason why I love this game. The building is so much fun, even with all the glitches and weird behavior of like how blocks interact, like this whole jumping thing here and getting stuck in stuff, and like there's, for all the issues, I think none of us would have hello Mr. Bison, none of us would have posted videos or even complained about some of the issues that we've had if we didn't like the game. But that's the thing, is we love this game. Oh, this is PSJ's pad. I don't think I've ever been here since they've added so much of this stuff. We love the game. What's going on here? That bison is going up and down. We love the game and we want to play it again. We want to play together. And so because we want to play together, we want to wait until the game works better for everybody, works better for us as a group. And so it's really unfortunate because this game was really taking off, both in terms of views for me, being a really small channel, but also taking off in the sense of I was really enjoying spending hours on the game. It's just like there has to be a better way to interact with each other. There's things like I've mentioned before, like a work order system that you can mail work orders to each other, and just increase the collaboration of stuff. Like this stuff is cool, but I wish I could order things. Even if Jenny doesn't have all the materials that he needs, I could say, hey, can you order me, 4 sausages and 3 wild mixes and 8 huckleberry extracts? And he could say, okay, that's going to cost you 80 bricks. And I say, okay, I'll start making the bricks. You start making the food. And like we both kind of like the Steam does for trading. Like you send me a trade offer and I can reply with it. The game needs something like that to increase the ability for us to work asynchronously, because, for example, Doll has been working hard, and Doll and Generic have been probably the most active on the server because actually they're in the same time zone or very similar time zones. So for a lot of us that are not in the same time zones, it's really hard to respond to requests. By the way, this is like all cement stuff. This is looking hot. Good job, Doll, man. It's looking good. It's like his factory. But yeah, like this is just a little bit of a closing episode slash rant slash encouragement too. I hope the developers keep working on this game. I have every bone in me believes so. They seem to be super dedicated people. They are just a very small team, so the expectations have been our problem, not theirs. And again, we've backed the game and we got access to the game, early builds of the game. We didn't buy an early access game like Conan, for example, that just came out. That's an early access game, meaning the game is being released. It's still being tweaked and fine-tuned, but it's a completed work. It can stand on its own. And this is not an early access game. I just want to make that clear, because that makes the whole difference. Me personally, I'm going to continue probably playing this game. Maybe this world with some of these guys not creating content just because of the issues that I mentioned, keeping very close eye on the development of the game. And as far as I can, or as much as I can, I'll keep sending the developers as much feedback as I can to try to improve the game. I really believe in this game as both an educational tool that it is, but also as a fundamentally good game, a fundamentally good multiplayer game. And so I'm really hoping that things progress fast. But I don't want to put the horses in front of the car. Is that a car in front of the horses? Is that an expression in English too? That's an expression in Portuguese. Put the cart in front of the horses. I don't want to do that. And I want to trust the developers that they have a timeline, that they'll grow their team as much as they can. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this short series. Turned out. I hope you guys are still excited about this game. I sure am. If you guys liked the builds and stuff, the VOD on Twitch from last Tuesday is still up. You can go and watch it, where we did a bit of stuff around the house here. As for me, I will come back to Eco for more content as soon as possible. As soon as there are updates that get a lot of us excited about the game again and willing to put some more effort into it, makes the game a little bit less grindy. And the progression path of skills and stuff a little bit more complete. The whole section of the game a bit more complete. The fact is, this whole skill system is not even finished. The developers don't consider it finished. Agriculture is going to be fixed in the next update. But I know that a lot of stuff under civics is not completed yet. Tailoring, I don't know if it is going to be in the next update. I don't even know if a lot of the stuff on industry and electronics and refining is even done. I don't know. They don't have pipes. They're going to have to add pipes for all the oil, the liquids and stuff. So there's a lot to be done. Again, this is an early build. This is not a finished game. This is not early access. It's a very different thing. So yeah, it's kind of sad, because I was really enjoying sharing the game with you, sharing what I'm doing here with you, but it's also hopeful. And I hope to bring it back soon. I will be recording Banished again very soon, restarting that series now that the mods have been updated, and I will be probably restarting Astroneer as well, and that's going to go along Unturned-gangz as well. I want to start playing some Unturned Arena with viewers and stuff too, and that might be a series on the site as well. So Conan is probably going to continue as well. So there's a lot of games to be playing. It's not the end of the world, and I'm really, really, really excited about what's to come on Eco. And I can't wait to get back with this group of people, because they're awesome, and come back to Eco in a new world, in a much updated version with a lot of these fixes added to the game, so that everybody can be excited. And I think that with our now knowledge of how the game works, if we were to start again, I think we would have probably avoided some of the issues that we ran into. But that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for your support and love. And I can't wait to come back. And yeah, I hope you guys keep enjoying my other content. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.